Opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investors Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of The Larry Steinhouse Show. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and joining me today, as always, is the brilliant Dr. Deb Anderson, bringing her sharp insight, intelligence, and grounded perspective to the conversation. Omri is out today. He's enjoying a well-deserved vacation with his family. He's celebrating his birthday. So happy birthday to Omri. By the way, his birthday's on January 1st. Isn't that cool? That's
Yeah,
wild.
January 1st.
All right, he'll be back next week, of course. And so just Debbie and I today holding down the So it's funny. So it says holding down the fort, right?
Yeah.
And my eyes are not that great. So I thought it was holding down the fart. And I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be right. And I'm like, I had to read it again. Okay, anyway.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
I know. I guess it was funnier when I thought about it than it was on,
Yeah, it was funnier when in your head.
Yeah, today we're diving into stock options, real estate, and wealth building strategies, along with the latest on the economy, politics, and current events. And, of course, how it all impacts your money and your financial future. Expect some smart insights, practical advice, and a few bold takes. Because that's what we do here. Hey, anyway, we're broadcasting live from Investor Schooling headquarters, your home for learning how to invest in real estate, trade stocks, and take control of your financial life. And don't forget, RSVP for our free Thursday night class at investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. It's the perfect way to start your financial journey or take to the next level. All right, I want to thank some of our sponsors. We have Marketing Agency Near You. So these guys actually create our websites. They create our websites, which includes investorschooling.com, sultanincomefund.com, larrysteinhouse.com, and, of course, our charity, Love 27. They do PR, SEO, websites, marketing that actually works. And if you want to, you can claim your free consultation with them at yourfreeplan.com. That's yourfreeplan.com. Of course, I want to thank my friend Peter and his team who help homeowners get more money from their insurance claims. If you think your claim might have been underpaid, go to pbadjusting.com. That's pbadjusting.com. But I'd even suggest that if you have a claim, anything, even this weather, right? This weather's crazy. If you have a claim, go to pbadjusting.com. And I want to also say the Sultan Income Fund. Invest with the Sultan, collect like a king. It's designed for accredited investors. And, of course, we used to say that it gave 3 to 4% a month returns, but our lawyer said we can't say that anymore. So now we say returns so high that our lawyer says we can't say it anymore. And, of course, our trusted mortgage partner, the Joe Keller team at Cross Country Mortgage. He's honestly the only person I trust to get me a mortgage, especially when it comes to high-end and complex deals. Joe specializes in mortgages over $2 million. And whether you're buying, refinancing, or investing, you can reach Joe directly at 215-817-9084. Is that the correct phone number?
I don't know. I don't
know either.
I gave it to you. But,
all right. Anyway,
come on.
As always, I know. I just don't know if it's the correct phone number because we had it wrong for a while. As always, we want to hear from you. Call us at Call us at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Call us at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. I won't stop. That's 855-939-1137.
He's not here to interrupt us.
855.
I know it's
He
not
just
as good.
interrupted me.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's not as good when he's not here.
I know, it's just not as fun.
It's not as much. It's not
I
as much
know.
fun.
All right. Well, obviously, if you want to call us, 855-939-1137.
All right. What's the number that you have for Joe?
I have the number for Joe is 215-817-9084.
Yes, that's the right
That
one.
is the correct number. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Keller's a really, really good guy. And if by the way, he'll do mortgages under $2 million, but it's hard to get mortgages over $2 million. Like, there's a whole different qualifications, and there's very few people who do them, and he's the guy who will do it. So if you need one, go for it. 215-817-9084 is his number. All right, Deb. What an awesome week.
It was a crazy week, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah.
So what are you up to? I haven't seen you.
I know, because you're like, you never want to hang out with me. I asked you to come to Delaware with me, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm too busy.
Well, first of all, I hate it when it's cold. I just hate cold weather.
There is
when
heat
it's 27
in the car.
degrees. I know, but when it's 27 degrees, I don't even want to look out the window when it's 27
So
degrees.
you know what's interesting? When it's cold like this and it's snowy and it's icy, you know what I put on the radio?
The Beach Boys?
No, I put on Jimmy Buffett.
Okay, same,
I do. I put on Jimmy
same
Buffett.
concept, right?
Yeah, so because it always just makes me like, just relax, and it's
Right,
just
right.
like, and then you just kind of get through, and then it just doesn't matter anymore, because then you almost kind of enjoy the weather, because it's like you're too busy having fun to.
I don't know. So I went yesterday and I went to Audio Lab. By the way, it's a really great place. This place called Audio Lab, it's in Ben Salem,
Okay.
and Feastaville or something like that. I'm not even sure what it is.
Okay.
And so when I was a kid, I used to be really into audio equipment, right?
Yeah, you still are.
I still am. That's true. But the problem is I can't hear very well.
Yes.
So and that's probably why, because when I was a kid I was an audiophile, right?
Okay.
So now I have the money to buy all the audio equipment I could have dreamed of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me to buy audio equipment because I can't hear. So I spent 3 hours yesterday in Audio Lab with my friend Chris, who's he's I don't know what the hell he is. He's a salesman or whatever he is, but I spent 3 hours with him yesterday.
Yeah.
And I finally bought a pair of front speakers, just the front speakers and center channel. I didn't buy the rear ones yet. Front speakers and center channel that I absolutely love.
For what? Your car? Or your
no,
house?
for my house, for
Oh.
my basement. So what I have,
Oh,
I didn't want to make a home theater room,
Okay.
but I made a home theater area.
Okay.
It's like I have a 98-inch TV, and I have these beautiful speakers, and I have a Yamaha receiver, and it's just awesome, right? So last night I was watching TV, and I was like blown away because it was like the picture was beautiful, the audio was perfect, except I still couldn't hear the voices.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I could hear the voices better than I usually can. But it's time to get hearing aids
Yeah.
again.
Again. So what's interesting, because you have them, you just don't wear them.
Well, I don't like the ones I have.
Okay.
I actually like them; they actually work very well. But it's some brand that has like exclusive parts.
Oh.
So the problem with hearing aids, and everybody listening to the show probably can attest to this, right? Is they get dirty. They get filled with earwax,
Okay.
and it's disgusting when you pull them out. They're like red and black and
So I have no contact, but okay, I just go
Right.
with the flow, right?
right. So I clean them, and then I want to change the parts, right? So the parts, the only way to get the parts is I have to go to the hearing aid distributor from the one I got them from. I don't want to mention who it is because it's like they're a
Whatever.
really common brand.
Yeah.
And I go there. I have to go there and I have to get the parts. Now they do give them to me for free, but I don't want to go there
Why
and
is
get the parts.
Is it not close to home? Is
No,
it
it's like
inconvenient to
a half hour away, and then they want to do a hearing check on me again, and they want to check my hearing aids. You know what they do that for, right? They want to see if they can sell you new hearing aids, which I would be more than happy to buy another set of hearing aids from them, but I just want to be able to go on Amazon and order the parts.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the parts they're really cheap, but the ones that fit this exclusive brand are only for the exclusive brand. So I got tired of cleaning them. I got tired of wearing them. I got tired of when I take them out. And I just stopped using them. So now I'm going to another hearing aid place that sells several brands,
Okay.
and I'm going to go there and I'm going to see if they have one that I can get the parts. And the other thing I really want to do is I want to be able to adjust the frequencies on my phone.
So most of them you could do that now with.
Yeah, well, the weird part is again the one that I have right now. The exclusive company have bass and treble. I'm like, come on. Give me an 8-band EQ.
So what's interesting is that because you're an AV guy and have done this for so long, I'm surprised you wouldn't have gone to a place and say, you know what, this isn't
I
going to work
didn't
for me.
know. So when I first went to get hearing aids,
Okay.
I had no idea. I mean, this was the first time I went to hearing aids was like almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I went in and I was like, oh yeah, it's a popular place, common place, and I was blown away by the price. You know how much hearing aids are?
So, I'm
Holy
going to say
cow.
something to that. So when Phil got hearing aids, not that he ever wears them, but anyway, so we went and they gave us a price. And you know what I did? It was just so funny. I got a piece of paper and I started scribbling down numbers, and I was just like making stuff up. Like I was just making a couple
Right.
things up. And I'm like, look, the most I can give you is this. He's like,
Right.
okay. So I was completely able to bargain for something like
Well,
70% off.
Yeah, but bargaining is one thing, but it was like, again, it's exclusive brand, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Right? They don't bargain much. So the funniest thing was the guy puts a thing in front of me and he goes, if you get this one, we'll take $3,000 off this one, we'll take $4,000 off the $5,000, and I thought those were the prices. And I said, I'm not paying $4,000 for hearing aids. He goes, oh no, that's not what you're paying. He goes, that's how much I'm taking off the price. And paying was $8,000, like after he takes it off the price. I'm like, you're kidding me. But I ended up buying them because it made such a difference, but now I just can't wear them.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I bargained down like significantly. It was like significantly, but the ones that like I said, he ever wears them, but it almost looks like he has like AirPods in, kind of, but it goes behind your ear.
Oh, really?
And they sit right on top of your
Yeah.
ear.
They're right. The same thing. Right,
Yeah.
They have to, right. You're
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
they're like
It goes
little
behind,
silver.
Right.
You know,
And there's a fine. And that's probably what I'm going to end up with.
Yeah.
But I just want to be able to replace the parts. But this all leads me to something. It all leads me to something called an HSA.
Oh, right. Okay.
So a health savings account. Now, most people don't know anything about this, and the ones who do don't take full advantage of it. Do you know that for a married couple, you could put $9,550 away this year in a health savings account? Now, I'm telling you right now, this is better. Now, if you have a choice between an IRA and a health savings account, or a Roth IRA and a health savings account. Now, when I say a choice, it means you have a limited amount of money. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you should do a Roth IRA and an HSA and a 401k if you have the if you're working for a company that has a payroll. You should do all three. But if you can't do all three and you have to choose one because you only have a certain amount of money, choose the HSA, because the HSA it's an amazing. Oh, I forgot to somebody's said I forgot to put the pictures on today. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot to move the camera over. So they've been looking at the logo the whole time. Anyway, so the HSA.
My hair's not really that good today.
Right. So the HSA is the coolest thing because if I put the $9,550 away, I get a full tax deduction for that $9,550. Now, in an IRA, if I got that tax deduction in an IRA, right? When I grew up later, that's funny, and I wanted to take that money out, whatever, I'm now paying taxes on the money I put in and the money it made.
Yeah.
So all of which are also taxable. But now listen to this. Now, if I put this in, but if I put it in a Roth IRA instead, right, that the money comes out untaxed and also any gains come out untaxed. But now let's talk about an HSA. Now, if I put the money in, I get the tax deduction. Now, what a lot of people don't understand, if you take the HSA and you don't reimburse yourself. So in other words, like when I buy my $7,000 hearing aids, I don't take the money out of the HSA. Right, I leave the money in the HSA and invest that money in the HSA, but I make a recording now. I use a company called Lively, actually, who has a really cool app that lets you record, what your each one of your transactions. So I take the $7,000 and I record that transaction. I basically say, hey, I'm not taking this money right now, but I did spend $7,000. So I can take that money now, that $9,550, and I can invest it in stock market. Now, Lively is a company that connects to Charles Schwab. Now, by the way, I have no compensation for Lively or Charles Schwab. I really don't care, and I'm actually mad at Charles Schwab. So just understand that that I'm bringing this up because it's really important. So I can now take my $9,550 that I'm allowed to put in as a deduction from my taxes. I put this into a Charles Schwab account and I start investing in it. Now I can invest it in stock options, the stock market, funds. Whatever I want to put it in, I can put it in, and it grows. Now the cool part is, like, every year I have expenses. Now you could vitamins you could mark down as an expense. Like I said, hearing aids, glasses.
It's nice. I don't know if you ever noticed, but you can actually do a search, or you could scan the barcode on there to see if it's an acceptable item.
Right.
On there. I don't know if you ever
I've
noticed
been
that.
putting down. Now sometimes gym equipment is good, sometimes not. Sometimes going to the gym, but those are iffy ones. But those are ones that if you have a doctor's note, you can put them in. But the thing is, don't take the expense. Don't take the reimbursement, right? Yeah. Continuously, like even my glasses were $900.
I know. Mine are up to like $930 or
yeah,
something.
Right. And I marked that down in the Lively app. I marked down my glasses were $900, and I keep marking it down. Now, when I turn 65, I can take that money out, right? Now, whatever money I have in there, let's say it's $20,000. Now, it'll be a lot more than that, but let's say it's $20,000, right? And I have expenses of $19,000 that I've had over the last few years, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. I can deduct those expenses from that withdrawal. So in other words, I'm only paying taxes. Like I said, at $20,000 in there, $19,000 in expenses. I only have to pay taxes on the $1,000. It is the greatest thing ever. So I've been doing this for years now. I have a lot of money I have about $70,000 right now in my HSA, which isn't a whole lot, but I have about $70,000 in my HSA now. Next year I could put another $9,550 in, because every year it goes up. It started out when I first started doing it, it was like $6,800. So now it's like, now I can put another $9,550 in next year, so that's another $75,000. And I can do that. By the way, I mentioned 65. You're not forced to take it out at 65, but at 65, you can take out anything that's above the amount that you have expenses for, you can take anything without a penalty. Now, here's the thing about the penalty. The penalty is brutal. So if you put money in your HSA and you don't have expenses and you say, hey, you know what, I need money to buy a car, and you take out your HSA, it's a 40% penalty.
Wow.
It's and taxable.
Wow.
So they basically saying, hey, don't mess around with this. But I'm telling you, if you do this, it is phenomenal. It is a fantastic way, and all you need to do is have a health insurance plan that's HSA compatible now, or acceptable, whatever the word is. So the way to do that with an HSA is you have to have what's called a high deductible plan. And I believe it or not, I think this year it's $1,500 deductible. But you can look it up and you can find out what it is. But that's all you need is just have a $1,500 deductible health insurance plan. And now you can actually use this HSA to put money away, tax deductible and tax free if you do it right. So I just love this thing. So, you know, when I buy my hearing aids, it's funny because I put down all these expenses because I can't wait to have more and more expenses. So if I have more and more expenses, what's going to happen for me is I'm going to have less and less taxable income out of that money that's going to come out of my account whenever I want to take out of my account. Maybe.
Yeah, I was just looking. So I started doing that in April of 2023.
Move your mic closer to your mouth.
Oh, sorry. I started doing that in April of 2023, like what you're talking about. So I think I have like $2,000 of unreimbursed expenses.
That's all?
Bad. Yeah.
You have more than that.
No, that's what that's when I started.
I know, but you have more than that. You're not marking them all down. I'm telling you right now, you got your glasses, right?
Yeah, I got my glasses in there. And
do you have any medications that you ever take?
Well, you know what? I don't think I really started doing it for real until this past year because I didn't realize that there was stuff that I can actually write off.
Yeah, you got to put everything down.
So that's I think where my
go
mistake
back
was.
and see. Go back and see if you have any that you forgot because I'm telling you, the average person probably has $4,000 to $5,000 a year worth of things that they could deduct. Just medications and. Yeah,
so I don't think I was putting my medications or my vitamins or some of that other stuff down. But I mean, at this point, I'm not sure if it's.
Yeah, but make sure you keep doing it because that's when you go to take that money out, you want to have the most amount of money you can as deductions because that's what makes this incredible. It really does. It makes it incredible. So some people think if I put $2,000 into my HSA and I go to the dentist and I have a $2,000 bill, take the $2,000 out of the HSA. The problem with that is that $2,000 could be growing for you. Now, I realize that some people need to take it out because they can't afford to pay that dentist, and that's okay too because that's a nice emergency fund for medical expenses. However, if you can afford to pay the dentist without taking that money out of your HSA, absolutely leave it in your HSA and invest it. It's such a great play. All right, so I pretty interesting lead-in, huh, from my audio equipment all the way to the HSA?
Yep, absolutely.
Did I do that well?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think it's more fun when we don't talk about like investment stuff. But I get it.
The problem is,
I know.
Less and less people are showing up to investor schooling because all we do is sit here and
banter.
And
yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. No. I mean, I use HSA. I actually I have it in the stock market, so I do cover calls on the HSAs actually. So and I just leave the money in there.
Exactly right.
So
by the way, Charles Schwab did not close my HSA.
Oh, they didn't? Okay.
I thought they did, but they didn't.
Okay.
So I was actually very glad about that.
Yeah. So no, I have Charles Schwab HSA account, and then I have my I have a Roth I think in there, but there's not a lot of money in that one. And then I have the regular one, which there's some money in that one. So
right. So like I said before, everybody, if you can, you should put money in HSA first. Mm-hmm. That's the first place. Second place is a Roth IRA.
So right? I'm coming due to one of my life insurance policies. So that's so that one's like a $9,000 bill.
But you could pay that and take it back out.
No, I know, but I still gotta pay it first, right? So I gotta pay it. So I gotta pay it in the next like week or two. So I have to pay that.
Oh, you want to talk about that now?
No, I'm just like I don't know. I guess I love the concept and I love the idea, but like I wonder what I was thinking when I signed up for them because let me rephrase that, like the amounts that I decided to sign up with, you know what I mean? Like so one's like $25,000, so that means every year I got to come up with $25,000.
No, you don't. You could come up with less. You could put less in if you want to. So
but then it doesn't work as well.
Well,
you know
of course, but you put the $25,000 and you take out 23. Who cares?
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, like I was
able to.
In
fact, sometimes if you're there for a few years, you put in 25, you take out 30.
Yeah, so no, I know. I mean, it's not smart of me to not put it in,
right.
But then I'm just I just have to figure out where I'm coming up with the money from. That's
So
all.
what we're talking about is using life insurance, whole life insurance, as a. I guess it's funny. The best way to put it is a money multiplier. It's actually a great place to park money, and then pull it back out when you need it. You borrow against it, but it's hard to explain it over the airwaves how cool this is. Matter of fact, we should probably have Hannah on one day.
We should, yeah.
To talk to her about it, because she's. I don't know if she's listening, but if she's listening, she can come on. But it is such a great thing. So another thing we teach here is we teach how to use whole life insurance the right way.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't the whole life insurance that your brother-in-law is selling you, going, "Oh, I make more money on whole life, so I'm going to sell you that." That's not the same thing. These are specially designed whole life policies that, honestly, the interesting part is the commission on them is actually lower.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money you're putting in goes more towards the money, more towards the cash value. Are you going to sneeze?
I have to sneeze.
Go ahead. We'll wait for you. One.
It went
two,
away.
three.
Hold on. It'll come
Didn't
back.
you tell me to put your hands above your head?
No, that's when you're coughing.
Oh.
No, you got to look at the light. That's how I was waiting.
No, look at the light.
Look at the
okay.
light for
Debbie's
that.
got all these old wives' tales.
Hey, my
And they
mom was
work.
very superstitious. What do you want
Yeah,
from
so
me?
if you look at the light, you don't sneeze. And
No,
what's
you
the
look at
other
the
one?
light. You're supposed to sneeze. It's supposed to help it come
Supposed
out.
to sneeze.
But,
Oh, okay. I thought
but
it
I
was the
need
opposite.
to sneeze. It'll come out at some point. Right in the middle of me talking, it'll come out.
Right.
It's all good.
So is there nobody here who wants to talk about finances this morning on the air? Why don't
No,
we give
nobody
the phone?
knows that we're on right now. Everybody
I
thinks we're
know,
on at
exactly.
one.
It's
That's
so
the issue.
annoying.
Yeah.
Why don't we give the phone number again? Kirk doesn't have it loaded up.
Kirk is not ready.
He doesn't have it loaded up.
Oh,
He's-
we
listen
should have
to him.
told him that to be
I
ready
know.
on
I
the.
mean, you got to
with
be
that.
ready on the button, man.
Oh, he's still figuring it out.
He's all right. You want to do it together, Deb? Ready? 1, 2, 3. 855-939-1137. There you go. Now, there you go. Does that mean we did it twice or once?
What? Oh, I guess that means we did it twice, really, right?
I don't know.
Depends on how you're doing it.
But if Kirk finds it, he could just hit the play button anytime.
855
There we
There
go.
it is.
939 1137. That's 855 939 1137. Call us at 855 939 1137. That's 855 939 1137. I won't stop. That's 855 939 1137. That's 855 939 1137.
I hear Debbie laughing in that one.
Was that me? I don't think that was me.
That
I
was
think
you.
that was Kirk.
No, I think that was you.
Kirk, was
On
that
the
you
recording.
laughing at that?
That was you.
That's
Oh,
you
that was
laughing
me?
in the recording. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
All right, so I have a question. So
Sure.
the HSA I have is in my name,
Right.
right?
But it's not. It's family HSA.
It's a family
Right.
HSA?
You're putting in 90. You're putting in the max.
Yeah.
There's a single HSA and then there's a family HSA.
It's a
and the
single
family
HSA.
right.
I think the one
But-
I have
but-
is a single. How
but
do
if
you
you're
figure
putting
out?
in, if you're putting in the maximum amount of money, how much did you put in last year?
I don't even remember.
Okay, but if you put in if you put in so half of 9550 would be single and then 9550 would be family.
I think I don't know. I have to go back and look because I haven't been putting in my husband's stuff. I only put in my stuff.
Oh yeah,
in there.
put his stuff in too. Absolutely.
Oh, that's the issue. 'Cause I don't
Absolutely.
put
Yeah,
his stuff
absolutely.
in there at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go back and double check it. You'll be able to see what your maximum donation is,
Yeah.
or contribution, I should say.
Yeah.
So take a look at your maximum contribution. If your maximum contribution next year is $95.50, then you have a family, or
Okay.
But I would change it if you don't, because you can put that amount in. It doesn't. And the cool part is, this is the weird part. The same thing like with a Roth IRA. You can have one and your husband can have one, right?
Yeah.
As a Roth IRA. But in the HSA, there's one, and one person can control it,
Okay, so
which
I
makes
think
it easier.
it says that. I can't read this. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't even know. I have to check in here.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Whatever.
You know.
Yeah, I guess I just have to look to see what I.
Yeah, I
what
mean, really,
can do.
you're gonna try
It's a family. It says it's a
Yeah,
family
it's
HSA.
Yeah,
So I have to put all
$95.50 next year.
I have to put all of his stuff in there.
So
I
the other
didn't
thing you
realize.
do is, well, I do this. I do a monthly contribution. So I have it automatically do a monthly contribution. So it takes the $95.50, divides it by 12, and makes a monthly contribution into it every month.
Okay.
That way, it's easier.
Okay.
Because what do people do, right? They come to December 31st and they're like, oh no, I never put any money in my HSA and I don't have $95.50 to put it in. Don't make that mistake. Put a monthly contribution. By the way, you don't have to put a maximum. That's the maximum you can put in. You can put in less. But just make a monthly contribution to this thing. It is the smartest thing you could ever do. to save money on taxes and to save money tax-free.
Yeah, but do you put it in through Lively and then transfer it over to Charles Schwab?
So Lively has an automatic transfer.
Right, but I'm just saying, you have to put it through Lively first, or whatever.
Right, so you need an HSA administrator.
Right.
Lively, it's livelyhsa.com. I think it's livelyhsa.com is the administrator I use. It just happens to be a great administrator, and they connect automatically to Charles Schwab. So, we're teaching stock market, we're teaching stock options, so I trade that.
But my point is that you put it through the administrator first, and then you transfer it.
Right.
Okay.
So Lively has an automatic deduction too, like another automatic contribution. You could set it up to go to your checking account, and it automatically put the contribution in every month.
Okay.
So I just divide it by 12 when I have that number.
Okay.
And it's just usually and it's great because then I don't even see it. It just comes out. I don't even see it.
Yeah, I guess I just have. I know where I can go to get all of his past stuff.
Yeah,
so
put them all in.
Yeah, so I think that's
absolutely. Yeah, because there's no way if you only have 2,000, it's unlikely.
Okay.
I mean, if your glasses were $900 right away, that's half of your 2,000. If you go to a dentist, right, you don't have dental insurance, right, do you?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so whatever you pay the dentist on top of your dental insurance is covered. It gets from the HSA.
I have to say, he has a pretty good. So he's in a union.
So you better double check that his health insurance is HSA compatible, because if not, you're going to have a nightmare in your hands.
Which is probably why I don't put any of his stuff in, only put my stuff in.
No, it's not the point.
Okay.
If you have it, if the family, you're on his health insurance.
Yeah.
You can't have an HSA if it's not a high deductible plan. You better double check and make sure that that's a high deductible plan.
Okay.
Just have him check with his HR to make sure that's an HSA compatible plan.
Okay.
So, because if it's not, it could be a problem.
Okay, let's just go through the scenario with me. What happens if he does not have a high deductible plan?
You might have a 40% penalty, but I'm not sure. But I would check with your accountant. Check with Albert.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure. I've never actually thought about what happens if you don't have a high deductible plan. You do the HSA anyway.
Yeah, because I don't think he has a high deductible plan. Because we don't pay for much.
Yeah, I would double check.
Yeah, with his
before you make another contribution, double check.
Yeah.
But if he could change the plan, remember, like we just added health insurance to the company, right? So like all the people in the company, I was like, look, get a high deductible plan. You can do an HSA. So that's why I suggest it. But double check, because you may be able to switch plans in your HR to change it to a high deductible plan.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's a whole union thing, so that's why.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They believe me, they're going to have it. They're going to have an option that's a HSA compatible plan.
All right, well, something to look into.
Yeah, all right. Let's do this. Why don't we take a commercial, Kirk, and we'll come back in a couple minutes. Hi, this is Larry Steinhouse, and I want to let you know that I buy houses.
Okay, I'm giving it 2 minutes.
Maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137. Hi, this is Larry Steinhouse, and I want to tell you about a charity we formed called Lev 27. Lev 27 is a charity that helps people stay in their homes. Look, sometimes life happens. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, and if suddenly something happens and they can't afford to pay their rent, we will step in and help them. We'll even cover any legal fees to keep them in their home. Go to lev27.org, that's lev27.org, to find out how you can help or make a donation. Thank you. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse. Do you want to become a public adjuster and take control of your career? My friend Peter Bodorenko, he runs Public Adjusting Academy, and he's hosting a complimentary class to show you exactly how to get started. Learn the ins and outs of the industry, gain valuable skills, and start your journey toward a rewarding career, helping people get the claims they deserve. Sign up today at adjustingacademy.com or call 267-392-9907 to reserve your spot. That's adjustingacademy.com or 267-392-9907. Don't miss this opportunity to start a new career and make a real difference. Attention business owners. Want to be the business everyone sees, trusts, and chooses? Dan Jones and his team at Marketing Agency near you make it happen. PR coverage, media features, SEO that gets you everywhere, even AI overviews. They also handle our websites, including investorschooling.com, SultanIncomeFund.com, LarrySteinhouse.com, and even our charity, Lev27.org. Add in smart advertising and your brand becomes impossible to ignore, driving real leads and real conversions. Claim your free consultation and plan now at yourfreeplan.com. That's yourfreeplan.com. Don't wait. Make your business the one that people can't stop noticing.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
All right, welcome back.
This is your audio thing?
I'm loving this audio. I'm gonna play this on my stereo system at home.
There you go. You can get that
so
game,
clear.
whatever it is, where it's like a piano, where it's like all the different. You just hit the red, white, and green buttons. You know what I mean, to play.
Oh, the guitar?
Yeah, with the guitar.
Learn
or
how to play guitar.
They have all different ones.
You know, I tell you a funny story. I wanted to learn how to play guitar once.
Yeah.
By the way, welcome back to Larry Steinhouse Show. I'm Larry Steinhouse, and this is Dr. Deb Anderson. Welcome back to our show. And of course, if you want to go to investorschooling.com, you can find out all about us. So anyway, I learned how to play guitar many years ago, and I really like playing the guitar, like fingering the guitar, and doing some cool stuff with it. Right? I know it sounds weird, but
that's a
good thing Omri wasn't here because he would have jumped all over that.
Yeah, that's not the word I would have used.
But here's the weird part: there was nothing I wanted to play.
What do you mean? There's nothing you want to play?
I didn't want to play anything. Like I would learn how to do a couple of little riffs and that stuff, and I was like, okay, I don't really want to sit. I don't want to be in a band. I don't want to, I don't want to serenade my wife. I just don't have any reason to play guitar, so I gave it up. Now, I never even got good. I was still a beginner, but I'm like realizing this is boring to me. I just don't want to do this, which is funny because that's pretty much why I gave up guitar.
So I was interested in learning how to do the flute and the violin, but I just kind of.
So when I was a kid, I took violin lessons.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was terrible because I went to school in Brooklyn, and it was a music class, right?
Yeah.
And they handed me a violin, and I'm like, "What is this?" And I really started to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then I had this teacher that was so bad that my mother changed my class.
Okay.
And because she changed my class, my music class was no longer an option. So I gave up the violin because of that. And I actually wish I didn't, because I really enjoyed that instrument. It had a really cool sound, and it was, the bow made it really neat.
Yeah, I think the problem I ran into is because my parents immigrated here, so they didn't know a lot about what you could do in school for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't know, I didn't know about after school programs. I didn't know about how to join clubs or do that kind of activities.
At least your parents had an excuse. I just had bad parents.
Well, like I said, they really just didn't know. So
I just say my father was bad. My mother was just doing whatever my father wanted her to do, being a good wife. But just because I remember taking shop class. So my youngest is she does fine woodworking, and when I took shop class and I made stuff, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. But I didn't realize you can make a career out of it. Yeah, right, sure.
And they didn't know enough to tell me that I could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that to set me up so that I could. So
yeah.
It was just kind of so now as an adult with my girls going through, it's oh, you could do this, you could do that, and I set them up for stuff. Yeah. But my parents, they just didn't know. You know what I mean? So
right. So in America, you can do anything you want to, but you need somebody to guide you.
Yeah, it's the
same thing. It's the same thing with us. Think about this, right? With investor schooling, right? Everybody who hears my voice right now can be a millionaire, or if you're already a millionaire, can be a multimillionaire, or even decamillionaire, right? Everyone within the sound of my voice can be. All you need to do is learn how to do it, right? And it's odd because people think, you can't. Those rich people, they have money, so that's why they can make money. Well, if you read my book in 2008, I went bankrupt. I had nothing, right? And I rebuilt everything to an amazing amount of money. Amazing amount of. I'm just under a decamillionaire right now. And it's nice to know that I have this, and I can do anything I want. And by the way, I can do anything I want, and I'm still on the air talking to you guys. Debbie, why do I do this?
You do because you love it.
That's right. It's exactly right. I don't need to do this anymore. I haven't needed to do this in years, but I really do. I love it. It's great. I mean, my favorite thing is the students. The students come in, and I see them making lots of money. And it keeps me going. Matter of fact, we should talk about this Champagne and Profits, right? Yeah. So we have Champagne and Profits. It's a event coming up. If you go to champagneandprofits.com, champagneandprofits.com, it's Tuesday the 13th.
Yeah, I think it's the 13th.
Tuesday, January 13th, and I'm telling you, this is an event that we just celebrate. right? We have champagne, obviously. We have hors d'oeuvres, and we just celebrate. We have a great time talking about, all the successes, and people come up and tell them about their successes, and it's just so much fun. And I always say that that's what drives me for the next year.
Yeah, it's your ego. It's your
my ego, right? It's my ego boost.
We're stroking your ego.
Right. So people come in and they say, hey, how much money they made, and it makes me feel good. They say, another guy comes in, how much money they made, it makes me feel good. And it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. And that's what drives me for the next year. So I can't wait to the next one to give me the motivation to go another year.
Yeah.
Because, and people always find it funny that we don't make a lot of money in investor schooling. Matter of fact, I think this is the first year we're ever profitable. Not by much, but the first year we're ever profitable. But we do it because, like Debbie's got her gig. We make a lot of money outside of investor schooling. And we teach what we do. Deb, how much money are you making on cover calls now?
Around 20 grand a month.
About 20 grand a month. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
Wasn't that a little helpful?
Yeah, a lot of it goes to pay stuff off. You know what I mean? So I want to throw it out there, but it really takes a lot of pressure off.
Right.
I
mean, if you're making an extra 20 grand a month, like, I don't do anything except spend a half hour on the computer a month.
Yeah.
Half hour on the computer a month, and you make an extra 20 grand a month. Now,
yeah.
I don't know. Am I supposed to give a disclaimer here? Who knows? Whatever. But I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the thing, right? When you learn how to do it and understand, there's some risk, not very much, but there's some risk, right? When you learn how to do it, it'll blow your mind. It'll absolutely blow your mind. I mean, if honestly, if you want to go change your radio station to something else because you can't use an extra 20 grand a month, that's fine with me. I don't care. But if you want to learn how to do it, you come to investor schooling. You're going to learn how to do it, and that's why. And it's just amazing. I mean, I have just one account that pays my mortgage. And my mortgage is pretty high. My mortgage is $18,000 a month for my house. And I have one account that just pays that mortgage. It's just an investment account that the money that shoots off every month is what pays that mortgage. And to me, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and then I have, by the way, my silver.
Oh my God! I saw what you posted. Silver.
No, wow. It's just under 80 now.
Is it just
under 80? It's like 79 and a half.
Wow.
It's amazing. So I've been telling people, and this is the other thing, right? So we teach a lot of things. I've been telling people to buy silver for the last 8 years, right? When it was 16, 17, 20, 25, 30, I said, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. I just kept buying it, kept buying it, kept buying it, kept buying it, kept buying it. I mean, I have a lot of silver now, and it's just awesome to know that, funny story. Somebody sold me at Spot 3 months ago. They sold me a 1,000 ounce, 1,000 ounce or 100 ounce? 100 ounce, I'm sorry, 100 ounce bar. 100 ounce bar, and they sold it to me at Spot, which was $3,200 3 months ago. I more than doubled that investment in 3 months.
Wow.
Just that one bar. I mean, I obviously have a lot of other stuff, but just that one bar. And it sits on my desk. I don't know if you ever saw it. It sits on my desk.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I have to hide it because now it's worth too much money to leave it. It's worth $8,000. I have $8,000 sitting on my desk.
There you go.
Isn't that wild?
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm never going to get robbed. Our address is 123 Main Street in Florida. Yeah, that's it.
So we could talk about the new office that we're building next
door.
Oh my goodness! I'm excited about that.
That's pretty excited too. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we need to go desk shopping.
Yes, we need to go furniture shopping.
I don't know if you going to Delaware today? Sure.
So I would like to go to Delaware today. Yeah.
So if you go tomorrow, it might be better, but that's up to you. Because today, yeah, a little bit rougher for me. If you go tomorrow, I can't really because I got the dog. Oh, it doesn't matter. I got to watch the dog for the next 3 days because Linda's going to Georgia.
I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you this or not. But right now, as we sit here, my husband is not home and my dog is home alone.
No, I know, but
he's fine.
It's only a matter of time. That's all.
Right, but I'm not saying
leaving the dog for more than 4 or 5 hours is not a good idea. That's all.
Okay.
I actually believe that 4 or 5 hours, leaving the dog alone for 4 or 5 hours, because after that they gotta go outside and go potty.
Yeah.
So I want to go home and even if I let him out for 5 minutes and leave again, I don't care. But I just want to be able to let him out.
Okay.
That's all.
I'm just saying that there's times
Chicago. That's where she's going. My brain. I tell you what. Sometimes, I need some more supplements for brain.
I think rosemary is good for your brain.
What's it?
I think rosemary is supposed to be good for your brain.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, ask your wife. She's good with all that.
I know she really is.
That's
her thing.
Rosemary is supposed to be good for your brain.
That is definitely her thing. All right. So where are we? So it's funny. I'm looking at some of the comments on the website, because there's two comments. There's one up here, there's one down here, and so Jim, one of our students, he's saying he's reluctant to get back into Rivian because it's so high.
I saw that.
And it is. So,
everything was at 52-week highs.
Right. So Rivian is one of the stocks that we were heavily invested in. That we would sell and cover calls like crazy on Rivian.
Yeah.
And it was one of the greatest stocks ever because it gave so much money to us every time we sold the calls. The problem is now it hit some ridiculously new numbers, 21, 22. And it's going to be harder for us to. I'm going to tell you that we probably, as a fund, we're probably not going to trade it this month. We'll probably wait till next month.
I almost kind of wish, and if he's listening, call in. But Brian doesn't worry as much about the 52-week highs as you do.
Okay.
So I'm curious as to why, or
he's doing weeklies.
So I understand that he's doing weeklies.
That's why.
So when you're doing weeklies, it's not as important.
So there's less time for it to drop. So it's kind of weird because there's more risk because when it does drop, there's less time for it to come back.
Okay.
And if it starts to drop slowly like normal, you can recover faster. So it's interesting because we have a fund, we have the Sultan Income Fund, and the Sultan it's fantastic. I mean, this month, everyone who had their $100,000 investment. Because it's $100,000 a share. Now, some people put more than $100,000, but it's $100,000 a share. By the way, we have 8 shares left. That's it. So we have almost the whole thing is full. There's 8 shares left. There was 50 shares that were available. They're $100,000 a share, and everyone who had $100,000 and each $100,000. By the way, consistent. They got $3,500 for December. They got $2,910 for November. I can't remember. I think it was something right around there too, right around $3,000 for October. So these are real numbers.
Yeah.
And the real thing. Now, of course, now I have to go over the disclaimers for the fund. Of course, this is for accredited investors only. It's by PPM, so you have to read the PPM and sign the PPM, private placement memorandum. That is, all right. And of course, past performance. They say past performance is no guarantee of future results. Blah blah blah, and your money is at risk. Whatever. I don't even know what to say, but I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. But I'm sure that those are good. But most importantly, if you want to find out more, actually, you know what? If you want to find out more, send me a text message. Send me a text message to 26786. That's 26786. Text the word Sultan. So text the word Sultan to 26786, and you'll get a direct link to find out more. So if you want to do that as well, that's cool. So what is this? I'm
saying he sees more Rivian on the road. I've seen a couple Rivian.
Oh yeah. Somebody's talking about seeing more Rivian.
Yeah.
So Rivian, I'm telling you, Rivian is a great company. Rivian will be the number 2 electric car company in the country. And number 1 will be always. It'll always be Tesla.
It'll be Tesla.
But Rivian is definitely the number 2 car company. There's no doubt.
I've seen a couple Teslas on the road lately, and I just
they're ugly.
Yeah, I don't really like
they're
the way
boring.
they look.
They're plain.
I don't
right?
like
They don't have even. I mean, look at this the Cybertruck. I mean, really,
that is the ugliest thing.
Did somebody actually like when they first drew that? When they first came out with the picture of it years ago, and they said this is what the Cybertruck. I thought they were joking.
I really think it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
Like it's so ugly. And I've seen a couple. I've seen a black one. I've seen a silver one around here.
Well, there's only one color. You know that, right?
No, I think there was a black. I thought I saw a
there's
black
only
one.
one color.
Is it silver?
It's stainless steel.
That's stainless steel. It's
Right.
silver color.
That's the only color. And
I thought I saw a black one.
No, because people wrap them.
Oh.
So that's the thing. But you buy the thing, and then you pay another $4,000 to have it wrapped by a company that wraps them.
Okay, because I've seen one that has like a wrap on it, like it's clearly your advertisement.
But any color you see that's besides the stainless steel silver is a wrap.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Right.
Okay.
Which they say they're rust. And they say when you wrap it, it rusts. This water gets underneath it. But I don't know. I just think it's one of the ugliest cars ever. Now the people who drive them, though, they swear by them. Oh. They say they're super comfortable. They're fast. They're exciting to drive, but it's so ugly.
I don't know. I remember I was in California once, and they gave me the option of some kind of Ford Explorer or a Tesla, and I'm like, well, I'm not, because I was going to visit my friend out in L.A. and it was a 3-hour drive. I'm like, well, I'm not driving this Tesla because I don't even know where anything is around here.
Yeah, and how do you charge? I mean, I know, and it's funny because Hertz Rent-A-Car, they bought a whole bunch of Teslas and then they just sold them all off.
Did they really?
Yeah, because they was like nobody wants them.
Yeah, I had no interest in. I'm like, last thing I want is a Tesla here.
And they're cool cars. I got into the success. I got into a full self-driving Tesla. I got into one that I took for a test drive, and it was really cool. But
I don't know. I guess I just am not interested in plugging in my car.
Well,
and I
yeah.
want to get up and go, and I don't want to have to worry about whether it's charged or not.
Yeah, but so if you have a house, you have a garage, you pull in the garage, you plug it in, and that's it.
I don't know. I just me personally, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
in it.
I know. I drive an 8-cylinder, 540 horsepower twin turbo. So yeah,
So
I
it was
obviously don't like it
interesting.
either.
I have to share how Larry was trying to car shame me because he thinks.
Oh, I had to car shame you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it did not work, by the way, which I thought
Well, it
was
didn't
fun.
work yet.
Yeah, it didn't work. Period.
It didn't work yet.
No, it didn't work. Period.
It didn't work yet.
So the other day, what was it? Wednesday, we all
Right.
went out to lunch. So it was just a couple of us in the office. We went out to lunch, and Larry, for some reason, doesn't like to drive his beautiful car, which I don't understand that one either. Anyway, so many of you know
I don't
that
like people in my car.
How many people can you fit in your car?
6, 5.
And there was 3 of us.
I know. I don't like people in my car.
Oh, you don't like people in your
Right, I
car?
don't like
That's
people in
what
my
you said. Okay.
You want to know why I don't like people in my car?
No.
Because I have white seats.
So it's not like we're gonna mess them up.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you had Taco Bell for lunch.
What are you talking about? You're such a weirdo. So anyway, so Larry's like, I have to drive, which is fine. And I have this beautiful, bright yellow, obnoxiously yellow Jeep so that you can see me anywhere on the road. And then
It's a cool color.
it's a cool color.
It looks like a highlighter marker.
So when I built that car, like I sat down and said, this is exactly what I want. And I built that car sight unseen. And when they said, what color do you want? I said, I want the most obnoxious color you have. And they said, that is the Velocity yellow. And I'm like, then that's what I want. And that's a color, that I have. But Larry was trying to car shame me into getting.
Because you house shamed me.
Yeah, I didn't house shame you, but he was trying to car shame me into getting a BMW, right? You want to say something about me getting a BMW?
Yeah, you should have a BMW.
I don't want a BMW. I
Well,
really
you should.
like my Jeep.
I mean, fine. You can get an Audi then.
Yeah, maybe the Audi, but I'm not sure about the Audi.
I'm telling you, should get. So why don't we tell the story of why you don't have an Audi?
Okay, so I used to have a white Jeep, and it was a 4-door, and I loved that Jeep. And then when I went to go get, I was getting a, what's it called, the 60,000 mile service. They put in new spark plugs, and one of the spark plugs detonated in the engine. It detonated my engine, so they literally blew up my engine. Thank God this happened at the dealership, because otherwise it would have been really bad. But I was out of a car for like 3 weeks, so I finally pick up my car. I drive it away, and it stops working 2 doors down. I have to push it off the road. I go back in there, throw them my keys, just angry. I'm
Sure.
like, you screwed up my car.
Imagine
now
me.
I can't. Yeah, it was. Yeah, imagine, yeah, right. And the problem is that some of my properties are like 2 hours away, so I need a reliable car. So anyway, I ended up getting the car that I have now.
The new Jeep.
Right, but the
ugly
reason I'm
one.
telling you the story is because the plan was when I got rid of my white Jeep, I had 100% intention of buying an Audi. Because years ago, I went and I sat in an Audi and I took it for a test drive and I fell in love with this car. It was beautiful, had like a wood
Nice
inlay.
car.
It was
Yep.
just gorgeous. It was beautiful, and it drove really nice, and it was just gorgeous. Like, I really love that car. So since I test drove that car, that's what my new car was going to be. Okay, so then I'm here at the school and I'm presenting one night. I'm getting ready to go up, and my husband texts me, which is unusual because he just doesn't text me when I'm at school. And he's like, he calls me, and I send him to voicemail, and I text him, like, what are you doing? I can't talk to you. And he's like, call me now. And it's very unusual for him because he's just not that aggressive to me. And
Right.
for him to say that something was wrong. So I call up. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, hey, a car went through our house. I'm like, you're so funny. And he's like, no, a car went through our house. I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. So, like I said, Larry's on stage.
I remember like looking for you because you were supposed to relieve me on
Right,
stage.
yeah.
And I'm looking for you and she's not there anymore. And I'm like, where's Deb? And they go, just keep going.
Yeah.
That was just keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So it was just kind of like I grabbed my bag and I just ran out of the house. So I live 5 minutes away from here at the school. I'm literally 5 minutes away. So I pull up before the police even pull up. That's how fast.
Wow.
Yeah, I pull up. I pull up, and then not even a minute later, the police pull up. So of course you look at my house, and there's a car in my house. So I live on a T intersection, and the idiot parents were taking their idiot kid driving around a neighborhood, not an empty parking lot, to learn how to drive a car. So she was at the stop sign, and instead of hitting the brake, she hits the gas and zooms into my house. So she zooms into right up. She misses the cars that are in the driveway, and she goes up the grass, and my car stopped her house. It wasn't even the other way around. And she went through the through. There was so much damage and so much impact that if anybody was in the bath, so she went right into the powder room. If anybody was in there, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have survived. And then and there's so much like impact that everything was damaged. The only wall that was left standing was the one that my husband was right behind.
Yeah, I know.
You know
That's
what I mean? Like
scary.
it was
That's really scary. The living room was right behind the bathroom.
So it was the bathroom, and then it was the laundry room.
Right.
And then the door to the wall to the laundry room was the only one that was left standing, and he was literally right behind that one. So it was just like, and then of course there's water going everywhere, the electric's all over the place. And if she went on the left side of the house, she would have ended up in the basement, because the underneath my living room is the basement.
Wow.
Right? So she would have ended up in the basement. Anyway, so she had an Audi. And that's where all this Audi stuff came from.
So you always wanted an Audi.
I always wanted an Audi,
Right.
and then
And
I
now
got
because
one in
an
my
Audi
house.
went through your house,
Went through
you don't
my
want
house.
one. So I was having this conversation with you the other day.
Right.
And I actually explained these are all the reasons why you should get an Audi, because what was she able to do?
They were able to pull out the car.
They literally turned the car on and they drove it out of the house.
They drove it out of the house and they drove it home.
And they drove it home.
And they drove it home.
Right.
So she lived, not even a mile away.
Right.
Like she lived a couple blocks away. But they drove the car home.
So that, to me, right there says you should buy an Audi because it's an extremely safe car. I mean, for a car to go through a house and be able to be driven away afterwards, that's amazing. And nobody was hurt, right?
Thank God. Nobody was
hurt, right?
I mean,
nobody in the car was hurt. I mean, I realize nobody in the house was hurt, but I'm talking about nobody in the car was hurt.
Nobody in the car was hurt.
The airbags obviously went off, and the parents were fine, and the kid was fine, and they all drove off.
Everybody was fine. It was just, it put us out of our house for
No, I know, but what I'm talking about is the car.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get an Audi because the Audi went through your house. So you ended up getting this ugly Jeep.
I don't have an ugly Jeep. I have a beautiful Jeep.
That's a pain to drive. I mean, I get in the car the other day, I'm like, I got to adjust the seat. She goes, well, you got to reach under and you got to pull this lever. I'm like, lever? What's this? Does have electric seats? Does yours have electric seat on your side?
No, I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't have electric seats.
Listen, you're a millionaire. You have multiple houses. You make $20,000 a month extra in covered calls, and you drive this Jeep that you have to pull a lever to move the seats up.
Yeah, but I like it. Don't we talk about getting what we like? Yeah. I love my Jeep.
Yeah.
I love my Jeep.
I mean, I get into we get into the truck that I own. That's 2007 with 200,000 miles on it.
The Pitmobile.
Yeah, the Pitmobile. Right, and I love that car too. But I just don't want to make it my everyday car.
I love my Jeep. The only regret I have on my Jeep is that I should have gotten a faster engine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, other than that, I love my Jeep. So
and it's a stick.
And it's a stick.
Right,
so.
which I like.
Oh, now you like the stick because you gave me nothing but grief.
No, you don't know how to drive a stick.
I can drive a stick.
Now you can. When you first got it, you couldn't.
I
I got whiplash.
Several
shut up.
Times. That's not true at all. I'm much better driving it now than I was when I got it.
You're definitely much better at it. Yeah.
So whatever. Anyway.
I mean, I love stick cars, but they don't make them anymore. You could get almost no cars in a stick now. Not even a Corvette.
Well, I told you I had a special order that one.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, because Jeeps, should be coming in stick. They shouldn't be coming in automatics.
A lot of cars should still be a stick. I mean, how can a Corvette not have an option of a stick?
I don't know. So I think I'm still leaning towards buying another stick car if something happens.
You can't buy an Audi stick. That's for sure.
I've seen an Audi stick.
Yeah, but I don't think they make them anymore.
I don't know. You have to go back and see. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know. I prefer it. I just like it. Please talk about the whole life method.
So we were talking about the whole life before, and somebody just left a comment. This was like half an hour ago. We were talking about this. Please talk about the whole life method, where most of the money goes to grow. Thank you. So that's called a infinite banking policy. Is what we were talking about earlier. Is an infinite banking policy, and the infinite banking policy is what we use, is what we teach people how to use. It's an incredible. It's very difficult to explain it, but you're putting more money into the cash value of the policy than you're putting into the actual death benefit. And what it does is it grows, but the more important part is you pull the money out and you use that for a second investment. So the greatest way to explain this is if you had $1, right, and you put that $1, let's say you had $1,000, make it easier, right?
Yeah, make it
you
easier.
had $1,000 and you put it into the bank, right, and you got interest on that. And like, at a bank you're getting, let's say, a maximum 3% interest, right, whatever. Yeah. You're getting 3% interest on it. So at the end of the year you have $1,300, right? But imagine you took that $1,000 from the bank and took $800 of that $1,000 and invested that somewhere else. Now, the bank would only give you interest on $200.
Right.
But because of the way your whole life policies are structured, you still get the interest on the $1,000 if you take the $800 out.
Right.
So it's like having $1 work twice.
Yeah.
So that's what's really cool about the infinite banking policies if you know how to use them properly. So it's something we teach. If you come to investor schooling, you can certainly do that. Okay. So real quick, I want to mention one more time, champagneandprofits.com, right? Champagne and Profits. We have that coming up. So go to Champagne and Profits. It's $27. We're almost done. It's a short day.
Yeah. I'm just looking and trying.
We're supposed to be out. We'll be out in a minute. So champagneandprofits.com. You can do that. Also, investorschooling.com. You can find out about more things like the infinite banking policy, like the HSA. These are things we teach. I mean, we don't just teach the stock market. We don't just teach real estate. We teach money. We teach things about money I bet you didn't even know existed, and how you could become a millionaire if you actually learn how to become a millionaire. Now, can I guarantee you're going to be a millionaire? No. You know why? Because you have to do the work. All right, I want to thank all the listeners for listening, of course. I want to thank Dr. Deb for being here. Of course, wish Omri a happy birthday in 3 days. His birthday's on January 1st, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's going to be coming back, and we'll be taking him out for his birthday. Also, we have our company party, for
next week. Yeah,
everybody
else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to thank Kirk for being our producer today. And I want to thank all the listeners for realizing that we were on at 10 o'clock. Whatever it is, what it is. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and you can take a complimentary class. And we will see you not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. Take care, everybody.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements
All right, great show as always.